with EcstaticYoga.Studio. So happy you are here today. We are going to be practicing a Surya Namaskar C, Sun Salutation C, with some hip openers. We're going to add some hip openers into this nice little Sun Salutation flow. So I'm glad that you're here. And I invite you to get into a nice, comfortable seat, feeling that connection to the earth below you, and beginning to take some deep breaths into this lower belly, and almost imagining as you inhale like you would pour water into an empty glass of water, that prana and life force drops down to the bottom, the pelvic floor. You feel the lower abdomen expand out away from the spine, and as you exhale, you're going to feel the navel coming in towards the spine. So a nice relaxed abdomen. You can slightly engage that mula bandha, that pelvic floor, just nice and gently, just to engage it enough so that we seal in the energy as we bring in the prana. And I invite you to also engage this Jarandala bandha. The chin comes in a little and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And the Uddiyana bandha is the belly is just coming up a little bit, and it's very slightly engaged, enough so that you can breathe nice and allow that belly to expand and come in. Yet there's some attention here, and it's lifting up a little. Those are our bandhas. We'll be using them throughout the practice. So when I say engage the bandhas, it's engage the pelvic floor, the kegels, perineum. Bring that Uddiyana bandha, bring that abdomen up a little and engage slightly. And Jarandala bandha, the chin comes in slightly and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. All three are Mala bandha. So we invite you to engage the ones that feel right in each pose. And this seals in the energy as we build the prana through the practice and the breathing and holding the poses. We increase the energy inside, the dynamic energy field inside us. And as we engage these bandhas, we seal that energy in so that that energy within us is more vital. We have more vitality within us. So we heal quicker. We have more energy. We have more aliveness. So just dropping that breath into the belly. And taking this moment to scan your insides, to scan the inner being. However that works for you. You might go from the toes up to the crown, or the crown down to the toes. You might start in the heart and expand out, or you might just stay and expand in and check into certain chakras. Allow your attention to be drawn within wherever that takes you right now. What's going on inside you? Can you feel the heart beating? Any energy moving, aliveness? Maybe there's just simply spaciousness. Feeling into our true nature, this eternal aspect of ourselves. This pure innocence, this divine grace that allows life to arise, sounds to arise. Without this conscious awareness, you couldn't see the comings and goings of the physical dimension. Sometimes we get caught up in the physical dimension and we don't spend enough time diving into the eternal self, that which is one with the God of our understanding. So taking this time now to dive in and connect with that eternal self. There before this lifetime began, be there after this lifetime began, throughout all the lifetimes. That unchanging essence, that pure divine conscious awareness, that is you. Holy and sacred. Very, very holy. Very, very sacred. And diving into the emotional body, the Manamaya Kosha, noticing what emotions are there and just allowing yourself to feel whatever is there fully. Bring it on. It can't hurt us. It's more painful to resist emotions than to feel them fully. Don't judge them, don't even describe them or label them or title them. That is going into the intellect. You want to stay in the felt sense, feeling them. Deep, compassionate connection with your inner being, your eternal self. And taking this moment now to set an intention, planting that seed into the fertile consciousness, the fertile ground of your mind. Setting that intention in the positive and in the present. And let's begin to take that breath into three-part yogic breath. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Pausing at the top of the breath, and then just letting it go. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Feeling the whole abdominal cavity, pausing at the top of the breath, and letting it go. And doing a couple more on your own at your own pace. And I invite you as you move through this practice to use the Ujjayi breath if you like as a focus. Keep your mind more focused. And also invite you, if you need to ever come out of a pose sooner than I instruct, you're always welcome to come out sooner. You're always welcome to hold a pose longer. And we don't experience pain in yoga, so if you ever get to the pain level, please back off and stop. We try to play the edge. I use a rubber band to show this. So not the really loosey-goosey rubber band. We're not going to stretch that rubber band and snap muscles and tendons. We're just going to keep it just tense enough, like maybe a 7 in tension, so that we're playing our edge. So every day we're getting a little more flexible. We're opening our body up a little more by playing the edge. It's a very gentle way to open your body up. So let's come to a standing position. I'm going to do some warm-ups standing up. Let's shake out those legs. Let's really be aware of those legs. These are our legs. How much do we know them? How intimately connected to them are we? And shake out the arms and the hands. So shaking it out. And just shake out the whole body. Everything, shaking it out. Feeling good. I'm just shaking out the whole body. And let's move into some twists, opening up, twisting that spine, bringing some energy and blood flow into the spine. Beautiful. And then let's bring the hands to the hips, or right above the hips here, right on the waist. And let's move into some circles with the body. So just moving into some circles. Feeling those hips move in a circle. Pelvis is moving in a circle. And let's go the other direction. Just opening up that pelvic area. Waking everything up just a little bit before we move into our Surya Namaskar. And coming back to center. Beautiful. And let's bring the arms up and let's move over to the side, one side at a time, opening up that side body. So we don't want to collapse in here. We want to lift up and over. Beautiful. And breathe. You can engage those bandhas slightly. Nice gentle engagement. Let's move over to the other side. Nice opening of that side body. Moving that spine laterally now. Beautiful. Coming back to center. And let's do our breath, our 3-part breath. So we're going to inhale the arms up in front of us. Inhale the arms out. Inhale the arms up above us. And with nice bent knees, we're going to exhale, coming down. So let's begin. One more time. Beautiful job. And let's just, in this forward fold, let's just do a ragdoll. Come up really gently. Feeling that spine one vertebrae at a time coming up. And the very last to come up is the head. Beautiful job. And we're going to come into the front of our mats. I'm going to face you right now. But I'll move to face the front of the mat in a moment. I just want to go through the mountain pose and go through the loops while I face you and acknowledge you. And then I'll move over to the side. So you can do the same if you like. So the first thing I like to do with mountain, it's such a great opportunity. You can take your 2 fists, make sure those feet are hip width apart. Give you a little more than 2 fists, a little less, depends on the person. And then we're going to feel a lift of the arches. So I like to lift the toes, and that somehow lifts my arches, and then rest the toes down, but feel the arches continuing to lift. And our ankle loop. And then our shin loop, we're going to feel the calves engage. You might even feel the knees bend just slightly. So the energy is coming up the calves and just below the knee and down the shins. So feeling that line of energy, that loop. And then our thigh loop becomes below the knee, right where the shin loop started off, and it's coming up the quadriceps. So you're going to feel a lift of the knees. You're going to feel engagement of your quadriceps. Those knees are going to come back to neutral. And you feel that energy is going back down the hamstrings. So feeling that energy, that loop. And then pelvic loop, you're going to feel, tuck that tailbone under just a little bit. Just feel that pelvis and find where it feels the most neutral for you. So bringing that pelvis into neutral. So you might want to engage that belly a little and tuck the tailbone just a little. That's what I need to do usually to engage that neutral pelvis. And we're going to feel a lift of the ribs. We're going to feel the back lift, back of the ribs, because that loop goes up the back and down the front. Beautiful. Then we're going to feel our shoulder loop. So the energy is going to come up. It's going to come right between the lips. So you're going to feel the chin come parallel to the floor. It's coming up, and then it goes back. So you're going to feel the shoulders go back. Shoulder blades come together just a little, and then it goes down the back. So you're going to feel those shoulders drop away from the ears. And then that group, just feeling that neck extend up, everything lengthened, the head lengthening up towards the sky. And then we're going to inhale as we bring the arms up into a nice extended mountain. If you'd like to face the front of the mat, and do that now. And on our exhale, we're going to bring those giant angel wings out, stick that tailbone out, and hinge forward into our Uttanasana, forward fold. Beautiful. And coming down, relaxing the head. And we're going to shake out that head yes and no very gently, just to feel that release. And then bringing the hands down to either a block or the floor, and the knees can bend. And we are going to take that right leg back behind us. And then we are going to just micro bend that back knee. Feel those thighs coming in towards each other as you bring your body up. Anjaneyasana, lunge. Feel the heel come back down towards the floor. That thigh can engage now. You don't need that micro bend anymore. Having the knee right over the ankle, front knee over the ankle. If it's back, it's okay, but we don't want it forward. It puts stress on the knee. Taking those hips and squaring them. So this right leg is back. My right hip is pulled back a little, so I'm going to bring that forward a little and square those hips. Engaging those bandhas, bringing the arms up in your high lunge, and breathe. Inhaling, reaching up, and as you exhale, you're going to bring the hands back down to the mat or your block and take that left leg back into downward facing dog. Your downward facing dog, relaxing the head between the arms. Feel those heels come back towards the mat. Tailbone is sticking up and the thighs are coming back. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe in our down dog. And on your next exhale, just letting it go. On your inhale, we're going to swivel into a nice plank position. And if you'd like to drop the knees down to low plank, you can do that. Or you can stay in a high plank. And we're going to come down nice and slowly in our chaturanga. So this is a nice strengthener for the arms, coming down nice and slowly. So you come all the way down onto the mat. Watch those elbows so they stay in towards the body. Release those feet so the tops of the feet are resting on the mat. And we're going to move into a nice little baby cobra. So we first set our foundation. And so we're going to press that pelvis into the earth. That's our foundation. We want to make sure that the hips, the pelvis are pressing in towards the earth. We're not going to be putting a lot of weight on our hands, but they're right below the shoulders and they're resting on the mat. They're stabilizing us. And we're going to be using our back muscles as we inhale, lifting the head, the heart up into our cobra. Using those back muscles. Very little weight on the hands. They're stabilizing. The arms aren't pushing us up. And taking a couple more breaths here. And then releasing down. Beautiful job. And pushing yourself up into table. And we're going to curl those toes under. Push into the hands and feet and straighten the knee back up into our down dog. Here we are in our down dog again. I invite you to do a little walking the dog if you like. You can drop one heel down to the mat as the opposite knee bends. Just going back and forth, keeping the breath flowing. Those bandhas gently engaged. Feeling a nice stretch on those calves. And coming back to center. And let's lift the head and the heart. And we're going to take that right foot and take many steps or just one big step. You can help that foot up if you need to. And we're moving into Anjaneyasana, which is our lunge. So our feet are parallel. Now we have a nice feet parallel. That's our foundation. Again, a nice micro bend on the back knee. Squeezing those thighs together as you lift the body up. Beautiful. And then let's straighten that knee. We don't want to lock that back knee. You can straighten it. Front knee is right over the ankle. We're going to square those hips. Now my left leg is back, so I'm going to move my left hip a little forward to square up those hips. And bringing those arms up, dropping the shoulders down, engaging those bandhas, and let's bring in the prana and the life force. One more deep breath, inhaling, reaching up. And then exhaling, we're going to bring those hands down to the mat or your block if you need. Take that left leg up to meet the right. Feet are hip width apart as you rest in your Uttanasana, forward fold. Just take a moment and a few breaths to rest in this Uttanasana. You can grab your elbows for a little deeper stretch. Just breathe in here and relax. Beautiful job. And let's come up into a half forward fold. Hands on the shins just below the knees and feeling that spine lengthen out away from the body. And then exhaling down. And on your next inhale, giant angel wings, or you can bring the hands right in close to the body, but we're going to lift the head first, the heart, and we're going to come all the way up and move back into our mountain. Let's go into a nice little back bend in our mountain. Inhaling back and exhaling into Uttanasana. So we're going to stick that tailbone. We're going to hinge at the hips. We're going to come down. We're hinging, and then allow the spine to round as you bring the head down. Hands down to the block or the mat next to the feet. And just release and relax that head a little bit. That neck holds up this head all day long. Gives it a nice little vacation. Inhaling into half forward fold. Lengthening the spine away from the body. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, we're going to take that right leg back behind us. We're going to drop that knee this time. And we're going to come up. We're going to move into a little hip opener lunge. So I'm going to face you, but you can stay where you're at. So here we are in our lunge. And I invite you to begin to, and you can put a blanket on your knee, puts a little stress on your knee. Begin to bring the hands to the thigh, this left thigh, and just begin to lunge forward and feel that opening of the hips. And when you feel that edge, you're right on that edge, taking a few breaths here. Engage those bandhas. One more breath. Feeling that edge. And then I invite you to take both hands on the inside of this left foot. So we move into a blaster pose. So as we bring both hands to the inside of the legs, again, you can hinge forward a little, but if you can even bring your forearms down to feel that nice hip opening. And breathe. And take that knee back a little bit. Feel a little more sensation. And on the next inhale, coming up. And we'll do that on both sides. But let's move now into our lunge rocks. You don't want to forget those. Those are beautiful hip openers too. So as we lunge forward, feel that hip open, moving around, moving the body around to feel different sensations. Keeping that breath flowing, the energy moving in your body, really fully focused on sensation in your body. And as you lunge back, feeling a nice stretch on the back leg muscles, the calf and the hamstring of that left leg. Even feeling a little stretch. I feel a little stretch on my lower back. Even you can flex and extend that forward foot. Create more sensation. And lunging forward again and going at your own pace, back and forth in your lunge rocks. Fully engaged in sensation. What's going on in your body. Enjoy feeling the sensations in your body, becoming more and more embodied. Bringing this divine energy of your soul into the body, so that you can be of more powerful service on the planet. Keeping the breath flowing, noticing sensation, bringing all your attention inward to your own experience. And coming back to center. And we're going to curl under the back toes. We're going to lift that back leg. And we're going to walk that back leg up to the front. Back in our mountain, our forward fold, our Uttanasana. And just relaxing here a moment. And bring the hands behind the back. You can grab the elbows. You can shake the head gently, yes, no. Let's inhale into half forward fold. Exhale into a forward fold. And we're going to inhale into Tadasana, lifting the head first, the heart, coming all the way back up into our mountain. Feeling that nice back bend. And then hinging forward into our Uttanasana, forward fold. Having those arms inhaling halfway up. Somehow I forgot the other side. Exhaling down, so we're going to do that now. And bringing the hands down to the mat. And let's take that left leg back and drop that left leg. So we did into our blaster pose in our high lunge on this. So we're going to come up here. This is a low lunge. We're going to, you can take that knee back a little bit. You need to put a blanket. I've got a really nice cushy mat. So if you need a blanket on your knee, please do that for yourself. And then begin to hinge forward as you open up that left hip. Feeling the sensation in this left hip. Beautiful. And then come back up to neutral. And you can bring those hands, both hands on the inside of the right foot. You can move that knee back a little bit, moving into blaster pose. So this could be your pose right here. I feel a lot of sensation here. Noticing your sensation. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can do that. And I'm feeling a lot of good sensation right here. And know also you can come up onto a block here. If your hips aren't quite as open, you can even use a chair in front of you if you'd like. Opening up those hips in blaster pose. Beautiful job. One more breath here. Beautiful. And let's move into some lunge rocks on this side. Lunging back as you flex and extend that right foot. Keeping that breath flowing. Lunging forward, feeling a nice opening of the hips. And going at your own pace. Fully engaged in all the beautiful sensations in your body. Gently engaging those bandhas, keeping that prana flowing. Immersing in sensation. Enjoying the sensations. Enjoying being fully present and embodied in your physical being. Then coming back to neutral, we're going to take the right leg back into a table pose, and we're going to move into our down dog. So curl both toes under, moving into your downward facing dog. We're still in our Surya Namaskar. We're just adding some variations. And let's drop those knees, a little walking the dog. And I'm going to invite you to do a nice little scoop. We're going to kind of skip our chaturanga right now. We're going to scoop all the way up into an up dog. And if you want to let the thighs rest on the mat, that's okay. If not, you can lift them up. And coming back into down dog. And let's move back up into up dog. And back into down dog. And let's do this one more time. Coming up into up dog. And back down. Back up into down dog. Beautiful. And holding this down dog for a minute, we're going to go into three-legged dog. So I invite you to take that left leg and kick it out behind you. Bend that left knee, both hands firmly rooted in the mat. Back foot, the right foot is firmly on the mat, heels coming down, and open up to the left side. So you feel a nice opening of the hips. And breathe. One more breath. And coming back to neutral. And then let's take this left leg and bring it all the way in front. And we'll move into a pigeon. So if you can take that front shin and have it parallel to the front of the mat, that's great. I'm not that flexible. And begin to extend that back leg back. We're going to be moving into our pigeon. So this is a nice hip opener. Bringing both hands in front of you, and you can come and use your block. You need to use a block. And find where you have that sensation. And we don't want to let the body topple over. We're going to be balancing it up. So engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe in this nice hip opener pigeon. Beautiful. Beautiful. And we're going to take that left leg back into a table pose. There's so much we can do in our Surya Namaskara, in our creating our variations. We're going to curl those toes under, press into the hands and the feet, lifting those hips up, back into down facing dog. And we're going to lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, opening up the right hip. Feel that nice opening in the right hip. Both hands are firmly on the mat. Left leg firmly on the mat, heel coming down, opening the hip. And breathe. One more breath. Coming back to neutral, right into your three-legged dog. And then let's take that right leg, bend the knee, and bring the right foot up between the hands into a pigeon on this side. So now we're going to take that left leg and scoot it back. Extend it back if you can, as far as you can. Bringing the hands in front or onto a block, whatever works best for you. You're feeling some good sensation here. And make sure you're balancing up. You're not flopping over onto that right hip. You're balancing up. And breathe into the sensation, enjoying the opening of the hip. Engaging those bandhas, bringing in the prana. One more nice deep breath. Beautiful job. Releasing your block. And let's take that right leg and bring it back into a table pose. And we are going to curl those toes under. Move up into our down facing dog. And then we're going to swivel into our plank position. You can drop those knees if you like. And I invite you to do a few push-ups. So challenging yourself if you like. If you don't want to do push-ups, or maybe after you've done one or two, you're done, just come down onto the mat. This is just an opportunity to build some strength in the arms. Keep that breath flowing. And when you're done, wherever you are, coming all the way down onto the mat, resting your head to one side or the other. Let's take this moment to let everything go. Let your body melt into the earth. Feeling the support of the earth. And if you like, you can imagine your body as a sponge. And you can invite the earth to provide your body with anything it may need. Maybe it needs some knowledge or wisdom or vitality or nutrients or energy. Just absorbing whatever it is your body may need from the earth. Every cell in your body was once in the earth. We'll all go back to the earth. Every molecule. And taking a moment to thank the earth. Thank her for the food that sustains you, the car you drive, the metal in the car, the house you live in, the beauty that surrounds you. Coming back to center, bringing the head to center, we're going to move into our bird or airplane. We're going to set that foundation again, so pressing that pelvis and those hips into the earth. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift the legs, the arms, the head, into a beautiful bird and breathe. One more deep breath. Lifting up a little higher and releasing down. Beautiful job. Bringing those hands back right under the shoulders. Pressing yourself back into table. Let's move into a little cat-cow in our table. Haven't done that yet. Inhaling into cow as we stick that tailbone up and lift the chest and the head, arching the back. Nice flexion of the spine. And then as you go into your cat and flex, I'm sorry, that's extension. Now we're moving into a flexion. Flexion is our cat. So we're going to round the back into flexion, tuck the tailbone under head, drop slightly in our cat flexion, and back into our cow, which is extension of the spine. Tailbone out, arching the back, lifting the head and the heart, and moving back and forth at your own pace and your own rhythm. Cat and cow. And beginning to add any micro movements. Move into your cat. You may want to circle those hips. And a nice circling of the hips in your cat. And if you're going to circle those hips one way, you're going to want to circle in the other way as well. Keeping the breath flowing, those bandhas gently engaged. And just moving back and forth. Diving into the inner being, noticing sensation, enjoying movement. Enjoying being fully present in your body. Noticing sensations, noticing where your body's connected to the earth. And coming back to center in your table. And we are going to curl those toes under. We're going to lift those hips up into down dog. We've been doing a lot of down dog today. And we are just going to walk both legs up into Uttanasana. Forward fold. Feet hip width apart. Grab onto those elbows if you want. And feel a nice release in the back. Keep the breath flowing. Coming up halfway, half forward fold. And releasing down. And on your next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart, coming all the way up. And we're going to do a couple Surya Namaskars to breath. So let's inhale into a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back. You can keep the hands on the mat, or you can come all the way up into a high lunge. Exhale into down dog. Bring that left leg back. Inhale, we're going to swoop up into up dog. And exhale back into down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Either low lunge or a high lunge. Exhale into Uttanasana. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Long, deep breaths. Inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart. Giant angel wings into Tadasana. Nice little back bend. Let's do it again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding down to Uttanasana. Inhale, right leg back. You can either stay low or come up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up into lunge, either low lunge or high. Exhale, forward fold. Bring that left leg up. Inhale, half. And exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, giant angel wings, lift the head, lift the heart to protect that lower back. Bring the hands in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. And take this moment to dive into sensation. Notice all the energy and the aliveness created through that Surya Namaskara C, Sun Salutation C practice. Really noticing the inner sensations. Might sense the heart is beating a little faster. Or aliveness inside. Relaxing the hands down. And we're going to move into a couple little balances. We're not going to go into the full balance unless you know the balance and you're really comfortable with it. But I'm just going to invite you to go into half because we haven't done this one yet. So, as always, when we do a balance, we're going to set it up. So let's bring all the weight, all the energy into this. Let's go into the right standing leg. It's my better leg. Let's do that one first. Feeling that energy in the right leg. Feeling that leg extending deeper into the earth, rooted into the earth. This is our very little weight on the left leg. So see if you can just move that left leg, very little weight. And then you're going to bend that right knee a little bit. You're going to take the left foot and you're going to bring it up and you're going to bring the hands underneath the left foot. And we're just going to hold this right here. You can come out to a straighter position. Now eventually you'll be able to bring that left leg straight out. But for today, I'm going to invite you to just hold this, and maybe tomorrow or on Thursday, we'll extend it out. One more breath here. And releasing that leg down. Beautiful job. Let's go over to the other side. Bringing all your energy, all your weight, all your attention into this left standing leg. Feeling the left leg extending deeper into the earth. Solid, grounded, firm. Very little weight on the right leg. And then again, we're going to bend that left leg just a little. And we're going to take the right leg up. Bring those hands underneath the right foot. And come up to a straighter position. If you've done this and you're able to straighten that leg out, I invite you to do that. Otherwise, we'll just stay right here, hand to foot. Finding a drishti, a point you can look at that anchors you, something that's not moving, helps your balance. One more breath. And releasing that foot down. Beautiful job. And I'd like to go into half dancer too. We've done the full dancer a few times, but half dancer, we're going to actually feel a little more sensation in the hip opening area than when we go into the full one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take that left arm up. Bring that left arm up. Bring all the weight into the left foot, just like we did. Feel it root down into the earth. Feel it stable and solid, going deep down. Very little weight on the right leg. And we're going to take this right hand and we're going to open it up. So when we lift that right foot, we're going to grab the inside of the right foot. And then I invite you to take that right foot back just a little bit to feel that nice hip opening stretch on the quadriceps. And breathe right here. Find that drishti. If you are familiar with the dancer and you'd like to go into the full dancer, I invite you to do that as well. And releasing down. And we're going to move the energy into this right standing leg and go on to the other side with our dancer. So feel all the weight, all the energy in this right standing leg. Feeling that right leg deep down into the earth. Very little weight on the left leg. Right arm is coming up to the sky. And then take this left arm and open it up. So the palm is facing out. Lift the left leg and just grab the inside of the left leg. And then begin to bring that left thigh back a little bit. You can hinge a little bit if you like. And breathe. If you'd like to go into the full dancer, you're welcome to do that as well. Feeling a nice stretch on the left hamstring and opening of the hip. And releasing down. Beautiful, beautiful job. And we're going to clasp those hands behind us. We're going to move into our standing yoga mudra where we're honoring the heart. The heart is going to be the highest organ in the body. So as we clasp those hands behind us, open up that chest, extend those arms back behind us, and begin to hinge forward into a forward fold. Bring those arms up towards the sky and relax and breathe. Honoring the heart. The heart is higher than the head. One more breath. And releasing the hands and coming down onto the mat in a seated position. Check the time. Oh my goodness, time flies when you're having fun. So we're going to be moving right into our savasana. So coming onto your back. Let's do a little tiny bit of hula just to release and relax that lower back. Swiveling those hips. Sacrum flat on the mat. And let's bring those knees into the chest and rock back and forth. And then coming into your savasana pose, relaxing those legs out, flopping the feet out, and the arms a little away from the body. It's a very open, relaxed position. Feeling the body become heavy and sinking down into the earth. Allowing the earth to truly hold your body. Let everything go. Releasing all tension, all muscular holding. Feeling that nervous system and that brain calm and relax. And melt into silent stillness. And taking a nice deep breath into your belly. You begin to come back, wiggling the fingers and the toes, stretching out the arms and legs. And rolling over to one side or the other. And coming up to a seated position. And taking this moment to close the eyes and dive in and scan the body, noticing any difference in the energy field within you. Maybe it's quieter, a little more still, a little more spacious. Maybe it's a little more alive and vibrant. Diving into the emotional body. And bring yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. And bring it some attention, some water, some sunlight, some fertilizer, some attention and love. Reaffirming that it is so. Is there better? And honoring yourself for being on the mat today, for the self-love of practicing yoga for your mind, your body, and your spirit. And we will conclude with Namaste. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me with Ecstatic Yoga. I will be right back with a 30-minute mindful meditation to quiet the mind, still, and enter into that silent stillness as you allow the energy field to expand. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.